Hello, welcome back everyone to the Maria Aloysius podcast. And this is my first episode for the year 2023. And as you know, currently, right now, the Davos conference is happening in Switzerland. And it's an ongoing conference from the 16th of January till the 20th of January,
Very privileged.
right? And particularly, I found it really interesting that the beginning of the first day of Davos, they had the Crystal Awards ceremony, right? Which is actually the first agenda on the Davos World Economic Forum, and how funny or ironic to have Idris Elba and his wife actually giving a presentation, and also accepting an award for the entitled Crystal Awards, 2023. So we're going to look at his speech and pick out a few elements of his speech and also the words that he uses that reflects word salad. As I have previously discussed what word salad is, word salads are a combination, a string of words or sentences that are even made that that seem to be really elaborate and very confusing. They in the end confuse people who are listening to them, or in other words, nonsense, or words that have no meaning, words that have been combined, or words that have been utilized by politicians or globalists and elitists when they're giving speeches. So if you listen back to what he or she is saying, you won't understand. So here we go. Let's listen to what he has to say, and we can pick out some of the word salads that he's incorporating in his speech. Enjoy.
To be here and don't take it lightly. But let's be frank. It's taken decades for corporates, for governments to understand, for economies to be built to last. We need to empower the youth.
Okay, here we go. This is the first element, empowering the youth. So we have two words over here, word salads. They always use this terminologies and words when it comes to addressing speeches. So empowering, the process of empowering who? The youths, people who are younger. It all falls onto the shoulders of the younger people to address these issues. So they have the same agenda, right? So the first word, not even a few seconds even before we begin, there was a mention of corporations, government, so on. And then we have the first two words, which are empower and youth. Let's continue.
We need social equity.
And here we go. Social equity, word, basic term that has always been thrown around especially in Davos, social equity.
We need to protect our environment.
And there we go, environment, protecting our environment. So, of course, the agenda is to address climate change, but we look at even his first sentences. How do we protect the environment? Of course, by empowering our youth. Let's continue. This is such a fun day for me today.
Today is well recognized that economic, social, and natural well-being of our planet are completely interrelated, and Davos may be one of the first platforms to get it.
What does he mean by the first platforms to get it? They are the platforms that are actually basically ruining our planet and have different agendas when it comes to so-called rebuilding or saving our planet. Well, let's listen.
We understand the power and the change.
There we go again. Another terminology of power, the word use of power and of none. The most spectacular word of all that all politicians use is CHANGE. Change. Let's see whether he uses social change. Let's go ahead.
That can come from this room. Davos has become the de facto platform for governments, for corporates, for philanthropists, for activism, for protesters to mobilize quickly, which is...
I'm sorry, Idris Elba, but Davos is not a platform for all of them to actually continue to make profits. Billionaires become richer, or let me put it to you in simple terms, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So this is a conference that they come together, all types of corporations of the world, to actually find out how to keep the poor poor, or how to eliminate the poor and make the rich richer. And of course, you, my friend, are included in the rich category. Let's continue.
This is why we're all here, because we can move with agility and speed, and your speed is needed now. Sabrina.
Wow. So now, the sense of urgency when it comes to moving, making change, making social change, it is now or never.
And I are not economists.
Oh, he got that right. They're definitely not economists. And why are they being even awarded these so-called Crystal Awards? What have they done? Are they philanthropists? Are they activists? I don't understand. Anyway, let's continue.
We're not politicians.
Oh, here he goes again. Of course, he's not a politician.
We're not big business. Well,
Wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, I have done research before this speech, and he was there DJing. So basically, he's there for a DJ music gig, and perhaps he's also receiving an award at the same time. Marvelous.
Sabrina's big business, but we are involved with some really, truly great organizations through our newly formed Elba Foundation, which is helping us crystallize our voice.
Okay, here we go. Another word, another terminology. Our voice, our voices, to hear our voice. You even hear. I think Kamala Harris and also Meghan Markle always throw around this word, our voice, their voices. Let's see.
And also those of the voiceless.
And of course, if we're talking about those who has voices, we have to highlight those who do not have a voice. So the voiceless. There you go. Two terms again, used in his speech, the voice and voiceless.
The International Fund for Agriculture Development.
And of course, they will definitely move on into agriculture because we know Davos agenda, the World Economic Forum especially has a lot of connections when it comes to agriculture, food supply, and I think they will definitely be bringing up the rights and also when it comes to farmers. Let's see what he says.
Who have changed in the way we address food security.
Didn't I tell you? So obviously food security, and of course they're going into farmers. Let's see.
And also protecting nature, mitigating and adaptation of climate change with Conservation International. Now these,
okay, climate change, here we go.
Alongside many other NGOs in this space and agencies need your support. They need your funding.
Of course, they are big non-governmental organizations and non-profit government. But what do they need? They need our support. What do they need? They need donation, funding. Where's all our money going to? If you ever donate to this organization, God only knows.
They need your guidance. The poor of this world are not just looking for aid and handouts. They're looking for investment.
What? The poor of the world are looking for investments? Oh dear. I don't even want to begin to elaborate what exactly is he talking about, but let's see, what does he mean by investments?
Investment in people, in nature, in innovation, in partnership. What Sabrina and I would like to leave with you.
Will that really help the poor? What exactly do the poor need, actually? So that is also another discussion, but I want you to continue to ask yourself, what exactly does the poor people need? And when he just says and throws around loosely the term poor, who exactly does he mean? From what social background or social class or even culture or which part of the world? I mean, Davos has elected themselves as the so-called leader of governing the whole world. So that is really controversial.
Today is, please do not lose courage. Okay, it takes stamina to stay the course. To the businesses, keep investing in mitigating climate change. As Sabrina said, please invest in small farms and the small to medium businesses that.
Here we go, small farms and farmers again has to invest in them because they would definitely use the lie or use the argument, sorry, not the lie, that farmers aren't actually getting what they expected based on what they are producing and the products, especially the crops.
Support. With greater access to finance, to markets, to resources, to technology, to knowledge, and to people, we can define a different future. Thank you so
All right, there we go.
much.
All right, defining a different future. So there we go. Words as we have picked out a few of word salad. So I hope you continue to use these elements and the definition of word salad when it comes to listening to speeches. And in the end, can you give me a summary of what actually he said? A lot of nonsense that he has actually said and without any meaning. All right, so continue to ask yourself, what exactly is Davos Conference 2023 all about? What is the World Economic Forum doing? What on earth are the Crystal Award Ceremony 2023? What is Idris Elba and his wife doing there? Receiving an award? Well, let's see what are the other nominees. I'll catch you all in the next episode. I definitely enjoyed this one.